And welcome back to the Carlos Taco Show. We're your hosts, Carlos and Patty. And what do we got tonight, Miss Patty?
Well, before we start, we're going through a lot, community. Like, I think it's important we let our community know, like, we are going through some things. Like our activists, our advocates, our hosts, and we're going through loss of parents, loss of siblings. My aunt she's gonna go through heart surgery. She's going through it. The loss of sons, the loss of an uncle, and everyone that I'm talking about, they've all been guests on the show. And this has all happened in the last month. So we're going through it, but we're going through it together. And
we are.
And we're gonna keep holding these spaces and just having these conversations that we need to have. And so thank you, Carlos, as always, for hosting and being here, providing the space, because we need tech support all the time. And if anyone wants to join, make a donation, there are little costs to this. So thank you.
Yeah.
Our guest tonight, oh my gosh, she's in very important spaces, very important community spaces. She is a mother, she is an advocate, a wife. She's a champion, and she's going to be running. She had a kickoff, or it's coming up.
I think it's coming up.
Mm-hmm. So she'll tell us about it. We're talking about Dominique King. Dominique King will join us tonight. But in the meantime,
later.
Until she arrives, she'll arrive later because she is in a meeting. Like, let's see, meeting is running long. Usually only takes an hour. No worries. Okay. Yeah, no worries. She just texted me. She said that the meeting is running longer. For the Parks and Recreation Commission, man, I can't wait to learn about like the commissions she's on. What they have going on. Because it's hard, y'all, like to be in these leadership spaces. But we're there. Like, why? I don't know. It's just the advocates and activism in us to make things happen.
And to help others.
And to help others, empower others, because that's how we make change. Literally, is by speaking our truth, being truthful, speaking with kindness and love. I'm guilty of being a little crazy sometimes.
A
little bully sometimes. But it's like sometimes the bullies need to be bullied. That's my motto now.
Right.
Otherwise they just take advantage and they still laugh at us. Like, I'll give you an example. There was about the police coming back. Tanya. They're coming back. They were in the messages. They're abusers of power, and they're gonna come back. And I made a comment on the East Bay Times, East County or East Bay Times, and I said, wow, I was like, the trauma, like this is a slap in the face to the victims because the trauma is real. And one of the bullies, she went ahead and just laughed at my comment because it's funny to them. But it's not funny.
Do we know if they're getting the same positions back, or
I think they are. Like, for instance, At the last police oversight committee, there was an officer. What was his name? Rotner, and formerly captain. And there was a thing where he's a lieutenant now. So that to me says that he got demoted.
Right.
Because you go from second lieutenant, captain, and this is just assuming that it's similar to military. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be like different. But that means he got promoted. But there he is, and he's been there for 22 something to over 20 years, and he sure was giving a briefing on their policies and procedures that didn't work. Their vetting, their interviews, their background checks, trash. And I told him that, and I still feel like that, because if that's the level of background and this and that and identify, and they still had this bola of corruption.
Right.
Mm-mm.
Right.
What do you do?
Right. You know, we've been having guests like every week, and it's kind of nice, you know, like just like us talking. And Mary's in the comments. She's in the back of in the studio too, but she's showing her love and support. Shout out Mary Lutz out there in YouTube land.
Yes.
So, but yeah, no, this is good. Good talk about. So that was the Antioch PD. They're slowly coming back, or they've been back and they just haven't said nothing. What do you think?
I think that they've been back.
Yeah.
I went to the hiring event that was happening in Brentwood at the country club by the golf course, way out there, which was really exclusive, not inclusive. And I for sure saw there was the Oakland police. They're like, "Oh, are you looking to, apply?" I was like, "Hell nah, no."
Yeah.
Mm-mm. And then I saw APD. There's two of them. They weren't in uniform. They were just in their t-shirts.
Right.
In t-shirts. So I almost wanted to be like, "Are y'all on extra duty over here? Like, what else?"
Like working security, you think they were doing, or?
Well, one of them said, "Oh, well, one said, 'Well, hey, what's up? Like, what brings you here?'" I was like, "Oh, just here." And then the other one goes, "Oh, collecting information." That's what he said to me. He
So they
said,
know
"Are
you,
you
huh?
something?" I just
Yeah.
laughed. I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I laughed at they had these keychains, mini flashlights, and what I thought of was Malad Baldwin. I thought of Catherine Wade. And I just kind of picked it up. I was like, "Oh, like that's cute." But
Yeah.
inside I was like, "That's just disgusting." Knowing that they beat Malad Baldwin and who many more, I'm sure, with the flashlight. And I remember I went to Catherine's house on an occasion, and she was like, "Hey, this is what they left the last time that they left her home. That Malad, the last time that he was there, you know." And what's the one he said? Oh, he said he knew who you were. This is scary. This is scary. But
I
with
mean,
that all,
yeah, it's kind of a small town though, you know?
it is.
So
They know us, right?
but
Yeah, and they
they know you guys. They see you at all the council meetings, right?
that's true. That's true.
Yes, I'll probably go one of these days.
Yeah. Maybe
I
invite the
know.
community to the show.
It'd be nice. We could set up and go live there one of these days.
Hey, yeah, that'd be down.
Yeah.
No, but
It'll
those
be
little flashlight
that's on
keychains.
Tuesdays though. Would have to be a pre-recorded event.
There's
But
one
yeah,
coming
we
up
could
this
do that.
Tuesday. Yeah, it
Is
would be
there?
yeah, there's one coming up this Tuesday. I have to be there. Like, I have to be there. One, to make sure that tenants get the protections they need, because I
Right,
heard of
right.
hella people getting evicted at certain complexes, and it's sad. Like, home is where the heart is, and
Right.
I mean, they tried increasing rents. We're like, no. We asked for policies. Policies were put in place. A rent cap.
So
Then they
you
were
mentioned tenants, you mentioned rent, but this Tuesday we're assuming is for what, their rent increase, or what's going on with the tenants?
I don't know yet. I don't know yet, but
Oh,
I know for a long time the tenants have been organizing, so I think that they should show up. They can. I mean, it's been pretty consistent. They've been asking for just
I think
cause for
Mary.
eviction.
Uh-huh.
That's
Okay.
it. Just cause for
I
eviction. The
think
one
Mary knows what it is. Type it in the comments, Mary, what this Tuesday's meeting's about.
and
I see
I
her
want
typing
them
away.
to. I want them to combine the city to work with the school district because the school district has been rogue for a long time. Like, why can't why can't they work? I brought this up before, and I think their response was, "Oh, that's separate," but that's not cohesive. That's not collaborative to be
Right.
productive in a city that we have so much going on. There's houseless kids, foster youth that need
Yeah.
resources. During COVID, the superintendent she voted they she got a pay raise during COVID, but it wasn't her first
I
pay
saw that.
raise. It's
Yeah.
just if we're not in those spaces, they keep doing their thing and it's just sad. But hopefully with this we can empower people and inform people like, hey y'all, we have a police oversight commission now. We needed that. We need that.
I think during the pandemic, toilet paper prices were real high. I think maybe she pay raised so she was able to afford toilet paper. Kidding, just kidding, just kidding. Just
a
trying to make
quarter
light.
million dollars.
Right?
And it's a lot of money. Hey Angela.
Don't,
Hey,
yeah. So if you're just tuning in, we're talking about
community happenings. We're just having a casual conversation. If there's any questions about what's happening in Antioch, we'll be happy to help. But our special guest today is Dominique King. She's an amazing advocate, mother, daughter, homie, friend, wife. But
homie.
she's just been in so many spaces. Whenever I do go like city council or this or moms in action, and she's there, and I love that about her. Local
Yeah.
churches, uplifting the youth, she's there. I'm just like, yes. I see her kind of like a guardian angel-ish in the back, and then I learned
Right.
years later she's on the Parks and Recreation department. Moms Demand Action Now. And Moms
Right.
Demand Action is against like gun violence. It's a public safety moms organization, and it was very impactful when they did that event. I looked at the list, and there I saw one of my childhood friends, Cynthia Flores. Her ex shot her multiple times, stalked her,
Wow.
and then took her life at Quick Stop on Lone Tree. Rest in peace, Cynthia Flores. But her name was on that list. And my other childhood friend, Jimmy, Jimmy Hoon, his life was taken when he was 17 at it was Shell over there on Hillcrest off the freeway. He was so young. I mean, they were both
Right.
so young. Domestic violence, loss, and then gun violence. But to see their names on the lists that they brought of lives lost at the hands of gun violence in the city of Antioch, I was like, okay. And we created boxes. The
Oh,
boxes, they end up collecting them, and then they take them to the Capitol, and they carry bags of them to be symbolic of, it's a lot of lives lost. And it's sad. I mean, we've all been affected by gun violence one way or another. Yeah. Yes, it was.
yeah.
¿Qué
Yeah.
más?
So Angela, you got anything you want to talk about or we can elaborate on? Just write in the comments. Don't be shy.
Yeah. I love to talk. We love to talk. Community happenings. Any questions?
Did they make a wall at the Antioch Library? I don't know that one.
They did. They did make a
Did they?
wall with little
When was that?
boxes. I want to say 2 months ago.
I missed that.
2 months ago. Gavin was there. Gavin was there
Okay.
representing. Who else? Jose Cordon came through. Oh, the mayor came through. Monica
Okay.
Wilson came through. Yes,
Oh,
right before it closed. And there was a racist note left also on the paper on the paper. Someone left a very derogatory racist term and wrote it on a piece of paper, and they said, "I'm not even gonna say it, but just know it's
yeah.
disgusting and racist." But aren't they
Wow.
going through like I think some upgrades or something?
The library?
Yeah,
I don't know. That would be awesome.
I saw a post about closed today. We're remodeling, or it was on
Yeah,
their
that would be nice.
yeah. Grassroots Poetry is going to be having, if any, y'all look up Grassroots Poetry, they're gonna have an open mic for the youth, which is amazing.
That's
Microphones is where
at the Antioch Library.
yes. This will be at the Antioch Library. Grassroots Poetry in collaboration with the Antioch Library. To create this space, because our voices is our, what is it? It's us. It's a form of healing. It's a time to vent, time to get to know each other, time to know one another, build community. So I think it's pretty exciting that they had the abrupt closure because of all the happenings, and then now we have an upcoming positive event to look forward to.
So besides the Grassroots, we got that coming up. People can find out about that on Facebook,
Instagram, I'm sure they have a
Instagram
Facebook
too,
also.
with
Look
Jose
up,
Cordon.
yeah, Jose Cordon Concepts, Grassroots Poetry.
Yeah,
It's a Bay
he
Area
was on the
collective.
show.
He
Yeah,
was, huh? I missed it that
yeah,
time.
yeah,
Yeah, he's a
yeah.
powerful.
And then city council meeting Tuesday, if you guys can make it, downtown Antioch. What's that, on 2nd Street, 3rd Street? It's like 2nd or 3rd Street, huh?
It's H and 2nd.
H and 2nd. Okay.
200 H Street.
Okay.
That's the address.
That's the address, folks. And it's at what time? 6:30? 7?
I would recommend get 6:30, but it starts at 7. It starts at 7, and why is the space important? I mean, that's where decisions are made. That's where
Yeah.
our elected officials make really important decisions about our city, our well-being, where our money is getting spent, because as citizens, we pay taxes. Citizen or not, immigrant, refugee, doesn't matter. When we're making purchases, wherever we go, guess what? We're paying taxes, which means there's also, I've heard of a guaranteed income pilot potential in Contra Costa County. Guess where that
Right.
money came from? From us,
Yeah.
from the
Right.
people. That's our money.
Well,
So hopefully they release it, because otherwise, I think it's 5 million.
hey, Sean.
Hi, Bradley.
Hey, Sean. So for those of you guys just tuning in, we're talking about the city council meeting in Antioch on Tuesday. Get there at 6:30. They're going to talk about, what was it again? About evictions.
Hopefully, they pass
Housing.
or bring it back for housing protections for tenants so that they don't get unjustly evicted. That's been a request for many months now, if not maybe a year, maybe less.
Wow.
But hopefully I hope to see it. If not, I'm gonna be really upset.
Right.
And of
And
course,
we're also expressing how important it is for everybody to attend the meetings. And you don't have to believe it. You can look for yourself. Go to the city of Antioch, look up the previous meetings. There's not a lot of people that go, and I hear a lot of complaints, but I don't see a lot of people taking the time and you know, expressing yourself. They give you what, 2 minutes, 3 minutes?
3 minutes on a good
Yeah,
day.
3 minutes. That's a nice little chunk of time there you got to express yourself. You can say a lot in 3 minutes, you know. So we encourage you guys, come on down. I mean, we need this, they need the support. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're suffering from housing, you know, what is it, eviction or
Mm-hmm.
rent or anything like that, come on down. Come on down and
Harassment,
yeah, from the manager
and
or landlord,
that's a real thing.
let it be
What
known, it's documented.
Yep,
So
put it on
yeah,
paper. Our voice, like, we are our best advocates. If we
right,
don't speak on it, if we don't say, "Hey, this isn't working," then it's just business as usual. And what happened with business as usual for a long time was corruption in the police department. Like, example, body cams, dash cams, that technology has been around since like maybe the 80s.
right.
Um, and for a long time they
And
didn't have
we're just barely getting ours.
barely got ours like 2.5 years ago.
Yeah,
Barely. Why so long? Maybe because they like their abuse of power. Um,
yeah.
my opinion.
Who
But
knows? I mean,
but if we didn't demand it, if the community didn't organize and say, "Hey," it's just it falls on deaf ears. But then on top of that, do our elected officials listen to us? Do they take our concerns seriously? And that's another important aspect. Like, what happened in 2020, it was falling on deaf ears. People voted. The other Mayor Wright, he lost his seat. Business is no longer as usual in Antioch. It's the people. This is our city. As much as they try to, oh, we want our town back. Give us our town back, and
yeah,
they call us inbreds. I'm an inbred from who knows where, but nah, I'm here to stay. We're here. We're living in Antioch, and we care for the city and the community and the empowerment and equality and justice for everybody at the end of the day. So
right,
show up. And then the school boards too, y'all. So there's the city, there's the school boards. And then there's the county. County's next level. It's a bigger arena, as what I call it. It's a bigger space, but there's nothing to be afraid of or intimidated about. Um, I mean, public speaking is a fear. It's a common fear for a lot of people, and that's normal.
right.
But if
It
you know,
is
if you want to overcome that, come on the show. We can talk. Let's talk about it. Taco.
right. Yeah, yeah. Taco about it. Yeah, you ain't got to be afraid here. You're
Yeah.
just basically talking into a camera, you know? So you don't get to see all those eyes looking at you. Yeah, it can be intimidating, you know, getting on a stage, or I don't have a problem talking in front of a lot of people. I just don't like holding the microphone,
Mm.
because a lot of times it'll start going down, down. Then they go, "Oh, we can't hear you," and then I put it back up. Then it's too loud. I don't
Mhm.
like. I'll just talk loud a lot of times. So
Mhm.
um, this one's right here, and I'm moving back and forth a lot. But it's still, I got it set so it doesn't peak or anything. So this one's cool. But if I have to
Dang.
hold it, I don't like holding mics.
Yeah. Dang. So now you're
Yeah.
talking tech language. Would you say peaks? It'll peak.
Oh,
This.
yeah. Especially when you say like your P's and stuff like that, it kind of it'll pop. That's why you
Uh,
see a lot of those little pop filters in the front right here, is to absorb the P, the wind.
cool. Cool. Technology. Yeah, your mic's dope because you move around and it's still good quality sounds, loud and clear. Um,
Right.
¿Qué
So
más? Oh, Dominique. She must be really throwing down in the Parks and Recreation.
I know, right? We're gonna
Yeah.
have to interview you.
All right, go for it. Hey,
How
did
long
you
you been
see
in that?
the
Huh?
how long
Go
have I
ahead.
been what?
An advocate.
an advocate since 2020.
Oh,
2020.
okay. Now
That's
here's the story. Why did you choose to become an advocate?
because I was frustrated. I was like George Floyd was murdered, right? That was like a
Right.
national, and I was so frustrated that I couldn't do anything. Like, how am I gonna fly out there? Where do I go? The national capital. I don't know. It was confusing. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna put that energy and just find out what's going on here. So I did a little action. I was like, okay, let me reach out to my Deer Valley class of '07 people, and I did a video. I said, hey y'all, like I want to do a hyphy drive. I want to do a hyphy train is what I called it. And I was like, join
Hyphy.
me. Have you ever been in a hyphy train? No?
I don't even know
Okay.
what that is.
Okay, so
My time is a soul train, not no hyphy train. I know that's a Bay Area term though. So
yeah, so back in like 2006, we would my girlfriends and I like after school, we would go on our little because we were independent, we had our little cars, we were working. So a high fee train is you're at the stoplight or you're gonna go to the stoplight or it turns green and then you just go a little bit slow, gas and brake a little bit until you go to the gas station or something and have the music and dance or get out of the car and dance at the
oh,
stoplight.
okay.
Yeah,
We
that's
did
those.
something similar to that when I was younger. I forgot what it was called, but light would turn red. Everybody jumps out, runs around the car, and you had to be back in the car before it took off, or you got left. Yeah. So
Love it, love it.
those people my age, 23,
Yeah.
would know what I'm talking about. No, I'm 50. But yeah, I
Yeah,
forgot what it was called. It was fireman something. I forgot. But
that's
yeah,
crazy.
so the hyphy, you just get out and dance. I
Yeah.
remember ghost riding.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah,
was a thing.
it was a thing. Um,
So then 2020, and you just been uh
and then
but
I
then
met
you
local activists.
okay, going to
Met
the events and all that.
Yeah.
Did you stay
They
local at first, or did you just automatically start shooting to the Capitol?
I haven't shot to the cap Oh, you know what? I have shot to the Capitol. I have.
Okay.
I advocated for the veterans, actually, my bad. Yeah, we needed funding. We needed money to have a full-time representative at the Veteran Resource Centers, and that's what we advocated for at the state capitol, and we got it. We ended up getting
Nice.
funding for full-time representative, which I wasn't happy with when I went back like years later, knocking on the window and like I saw the representative see me and like duck and hide. And the office was
Right.
technically still supposed to be open. I was so irritated. I was like, wow, this is what we advocated for. I'm a veteran. I have a question and you're ducking and hiding like you don't see me. She ended up opening the door, you know,
Wow.
and asked who I
So
was.
she was acting like she didn't see you. She was like,
Yeah, yeah,
can't hear you. Yeah.
literally.
Wow.
There's people like that in positions getting paid in other
Right.
spaces too. You know, like you're there for the job or you're there to help. That's what it comes down to.
Right.
Yeah.
So those of you guys just tuning in, we're asking Miss Patty how she got, into being an advocate. And
Mm.
if any of you guys that are tuning in or out there, you want to write in the comments if if you're an advocate or whatever, and where we're from, what
Mhm.
city, we'd love to hear to see where you guys are all watching from, you know.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
I didn't share tonight's live on my Instagram. Usually I do.
what, you can share it. I
Yeah,
need
when
to.
you on YouTube, when you create it, I end up
Uh-huh.
sharing the link. Oh, you know what? Let me do it right now.
I didn't know you could do that. I got it. I don't know. I don't know. The only reason why I got Instagram is because Brianna was like, my daughter Brianna, those guys don't know, my oldest daughter. She was like, Dad, Facebook's for old people. I'm like, so I just
Look,
made one and I don't know how to use it. But
I'm stuck on okay, I'm gonna take a picture of us. Say cheese. and then I'm gonna tag. I'll
Dang.
put the link. So what about you, Carlos? What's up with you? Like with this tech, how did you get into like? I mean, because it takes a lot. It takes a lot of skill to video edit, to video upload, and
Oh
file
my
management
God.
and web, all of that. You handle all that. What
So for
and
you tech geeks out there, I'm gonna just blow your minds. I've had a computer since Windows 3.1. And yeah, so you got to think because Windows 3.1 with a top of the line dot matrix printer.
ooh.
Yeah. That everybody's like, what? Computer didn't do nothing. You had to tell it what to do. That's how you learn the codes and all that now. It
Mm,
was yeah, now these things tell us what to do. We got AI and everything's just it's a trip. But I
mhm.
remember it from a long time ago. Windows 3.1.
What year?
It
Okay,
was
what year?
oh my God, I don't even remember. What year was that? 90?
Mm,
Had to be like
I
90. Someone got
our
to
we had
Google
a
that for me.
typewriter. We had a typewriter. That was my
Yeah.
first. Doo, 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 doo. And then my dad invested in a computer. It was a Gateway. Um, and then there was a program. It was called Create a Card, where
Yeah.
you can pick cute pictures of cute puppies or cute cats, and then put a little text. That was my first
Yeah.
graphic design stuff in the '90s. I didn't really know
We
it,
had
but
we had the little square floppy disks. They
oh,
were like
huh?
real. They just
Oh,
stuck them in there and play a
oh.
little game. That was before Snake. If anybody
Mm,
remembers Snake on the old phones,
the
but
Nokias.
yeah, but yeah, I just and then I've been in photography since '89. You
Oh, I
know,
was born in '89.
oh, shut up. See, and then and then there's a church over here, a Fellowship Church in Antioch, and I went and talked to the young people over there. They got a whole section of young men and women that they do an excellent job editing videos and take pictures, and they're highly talented. But they asked me how long I've been doing film, or taking pictures, and I said since '89, and I I never forgot his face. His eyes got big, and he goes, "You did film?" And I was like, I went like I was waiting for. I said, "Yeah." He goes, "I read about that." I was like, "Oh, shut up." I go, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I was like, and he made it sound like I read about that in the history books.
Dang.
I almost told him, yeah, I was taking pictures in '89 on the stagecoach, while I'm riding a stagecoach. That's how it made me feel. But it just goes to show you that, I had always made fun of like, you know, my brothers and sisters because they were older, and then now,
Mm.
payback.
Ah,
But he
I
was
love
sincere.
it.
He was like, "Oh my God, you did
Yeah,
film?"
yeah.
Yes, I
Now,
did
which
film.
film? The one where, like, you put it in the chemicals and stuff, or the one that you have
Yeah,
to get
the old
oh,
Kodak and the old Fuji film. Yeah, and then
and
you just put in the chemicals. Well, that black and white one, the color, you got to put in a canister and shake it around. You got to do it just right, or the colors don't come out. I hated
dang,
doing color, but I was really good at black and white. So
that's dope. Do you have any of your old stuff somewhere?
pictures,
Yeah.
or no, I don't even have the camera. The camera was the school's.
Yeah, yeah.
I had an old Pentax, I think it was. Yeah, God, that was a long
That's
time
dope.
ago.
I my
Sheesh.
my experience with, film is the one that you just you take it to, like, Long's Drugs or Walgreens or Walmart and
Yeah, one
take
hour.
yeah, whatever photo. I'm thankful. My dad was kind of a photographer for fun-ish, not nothing too crazy, but I didn't know
Yeah,
he had photography books, and I inherited them the other day. I was like, "Damn, dad, like you had these books." Like I took a whole photography class. They're on a shelf now. Um,
nice.
but photography, I mean, it's a skill set, and that's amazing. I mean, you have a vision, you capture it, you create it, and you make something of it. So that's
Right.
pretty dope. That's pretty dope.
I'm old school though, and I'll say this and give us your opinion, but I still think in the comments, I still think film is better than the digital cameras of today.
Mm,
So a lot of people will be like, no, 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 no. I think
mm,
so. I think
mm.
so. Unless we get like an infinity, whatever, I don't know. It would have the resolution, but film comes out so good. It does. It does. It's just the fact that we're a now generation, you know. I want it now. I want to see the picture that I took. I want to develop it now, right now. So
Mhm.
people forgot about the, good things come to those who wait. So
Big
I
facts.
don't
Big
know.
facts.
I'm
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Little history lesson. Whoop whoop.
old school. I'm old school. But yeah. And then I've always filmed, everything I've been in. I had a radio show, God, like 12 years ago called Hood
No,
Times. I did.
what?
I did. I had a radio show and a lot of local artists, you know. Uh, the group that I had a bunch, there was 3 rappers and a rich girl. And it
Mm,
was funny because the rich girl was not from the streets, and then the rest of us were. So we would joke around and stuff like that. And a lot of times she wouldn't understand. She'd be like, "What? I don't get it." We'd have to explain the joke to her. But a lot of people be busting up. You'd see in the comments, and we'd have people call in and say, "You know what? You guys play really good music, but we love listening to you guys talk, man. You guys are funny."
mm.
So, but yeah, I mean, I
That's
did film for that. We had photographers and models and rappers and all that. Yeah, you know, that was a learning experience. And then it went
yeah.
from that. Then at that time, feeding the homeless and all that. Uh, took up a lot of my time, so I just stopped doing that. It was kind of not really what I wanted to do. Plus, I started getting more back into church and all that too. So I let that go. But and a lot of people would ask, how'd you get into helping, feed the homeless and all that? And I'll tell you, I used to drum a lot. Where am I at? I got a little one right here. Little.
Okay.
My big one's over there. I'm not gonna get up though. I'm lazy. And I would when I was living in Concord, I remember drumming. We used to drum. There was a bunch of us, and we always pulled a crowd. We always made everybody's day. They'd come through. We'd make them dance if they walked in front of us.
Mm,
Everybody had a good time, but once in a while, there were homeless people that were there, and I didn't treat them no different. I always said hi, I'm very familiar with them growing up in Venice Beach, It's
mm,
like over there that they've just always been there, But I've never treated any of them different. I've learned a lot of stuff from a lot of them,
yeah.
especially cooking. But one
That's
guy,
so
there was one. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, it's so beautiful, like because people will see a houseless folk and maybe they're like scared or too
Yeah,
judgmental, and then here you are, like no, like they're no different. They're humans. We are human.
yeah, yeah.
We need more
I
people
learned
like
a lot of like cooking techniques from the homeless, especially when they went into like recovery programs and stuff. I would go visit them, and one thing, there's people that'll go in their kitchen and be like, I'm not gonna eat. There's nothing to eat. And then there's people that'll go in that same kitchen and cook like a full main dish and your sides and everything. And they're like, where was that at? And they just tell them it was in your kitchen all this time. So those are the people that can make something out of nothing.
resourceful,
And
surviving.
yeah, you know, it's I that's where I'm like, oh, let me try this, let me try that, and then I started getting into it. But anyway, the reason why I went that way, my bad. There was this one guy. I would see he was there for 2 days. He couldn't speak, but I always said hi to him and he would say hi back. And then he, you know, he couldn't speak. I remember that the second day I saw him, he was obviously he was hungry. He was digging through the trash, and I was watching him as I was drumming, and he pulls out those to go plates, the foam one, those foam to go plates. He pulled it out, and he opened it up, and he looked at it. He shook his head, yeah, and he sat down, and he put the food down, and he prayed for it. And when he did that, my heart went, oh man, I started crying, but it was that moment I was like, you know what, I gotta help people, I gotta help these people. That really, and being a chef, I cook a lot. I don't know how to cook a little bit. When I cook, I always cook for a lot of people. So it's always, I'll go take plates to people. Even when I grew up in Hudson Court, and all the kids will tell you they're not kids, they're still my kids, but they're 30 years old now with kids. I raised a lot of those kids in Hudson Court, and they'll tell you my door was always open. They always had a meal to eat and an ear. I was always, they wanted a vent or whatever, they'd come over. So I just got into just, I don't know, helping people.
Life. Yeah.
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 What a blessing, though. You were there for them.
I got hit up by oh God, what's his name? The photographer guy that goes to all the rallies. What's that young man's name?
Trevor?
I think so.
Mount Diablo News?
No. I don't know. He has his own oh God, I'm sorry. I know he's gonna watch this, but dude, you forgot my name. You know me like 10 years.
The earrings? He always has cool earrings. The one that I'm thinking of.
It's been a while. He's always masked up and everything, so you really can't see him.
Yeah.
Yeah. He wants to do a story on me, so I'll I gave you guys the condensed version, but we're gonna do a story on that, so
yeah,
that'll be fun.
I look forward to it. That's dope that he'll tell it, because it's hard telling your own story.
It is.
And producing it, but it's important, put it out there, and I'm sure people can learn from it and get inspired. I'm already inspired. Shit,
yeah. He's gonna have fun editing it, all the ums and out of it. But in the end, he's really good. He's really good. Again, all these youngsters now, they really good at editing and all that, And then with the AI, everything's just that much easier.
I haven't dabbled into AI yet. I'm scared. No? But I should. Like, once I do, oof. Look, I was really, even Canva. I was like, Canva, because
a lot of graphic designers don't like Canva. Yeah.
I know, but I working with Monument Impact for a little bit last year, that was their form of designing. I mean, I also, of course, I brought in my Photoshop, Illustrator capabilities in design, but that was their main thing, and I got to it. I was like, okay, and a lot of the shortcuts are the same as Photoshop's, so I can work hella fast in Canva. I might be teaching some classes. Look out for that.
Oh wow! Shoot.
It'll be on my services offered, because it's a very collaborative space, and I'm finally invested in Canva. So when we do things for the Carlos Taco Show, like, add me in misspattydesigns@gmail.com, and vice versa.
Hot plug. That's all good. Yeah.
Ms. Dominique King, I haven't heard back, so maybe we'll do a rain check.
Yeah. It's looking like, I mean, we're almost we got 15 minutes left. I mean, we can talk, so I mean, that's no problem.
Talk for
sometimes
days.
you know, it's all good.
Yeah. ¿Qué
What was I
más?
gonna
¿Qué más?
say? So we got Tuesday coming up. We got grassroots. I'm trying to think what's up. What else is
School
coming
board.
up?
Let me see when the next school board is.
I
School.
got I got an event coming up, but I'm not gonna say it yet. It's like many months from now. So, and I want to make sure I have all the different entertainers and all that, so we can go through all of them, and then maybe have some of them on the show.
Okay.
We
Cool,
gotta
cool.
stay tuned. Stay
Yeah.
tuned, y'all.
Hell
We got some
yeah.
cool events coming up. They're gonna obviously help people. So
Mm. Mm.
yeah,
We
and
have
with that,
actually community event. Guess what? I like to organize. I love to organize people, especially for
uh-huh.
injustices. So mark your calendar, Carlos. Sunday,
Okay,
April 28th. We're gonna do a memorial caravan for Malad Baldwin for his mom.
okay.
We're gonna do a memorial
Um,
caravan on Hillcrest and Deer Valley Road. There's that intersection. There's like a triangle block,
uh-huh.
and so we'll be there with a sign
Hillcrest.
saying
Is that where the
caravan.
water is at? That little water fountain?
That little dead ass water fountain. Yes, it is. Yes.
The way he said
How much did
the
that
way
water
he
fountain cost? It's dry. It's
It be
ugly.
spraying sometimes. Dang.
It's
Be
ugly. It's
like,
spraying some mold, maybe sand. Tierrita.
dang.
Yeah, no, that thing. So look out. I might decorate
Female
it.
mold.
I might zip tie some things on there and make it useful to raise
Yeah.
awareness. To raise awareness, we're gonna congregate at the Walgreens parking lot. There's a big old
Okay.
parking lot at Walgreens, and I think that's the perfect space where we can
Park.
park, meet up. If anyone has white markers, bring them and decorate your cars with "Justice for Malad." Um, Malad Baldwin. Mental health is not a crime, like because he was hunted since the day that they beat him the first time, which was in 2014. So we want to raise awareness, and we're going to caravan to the police department because that's where a lot of
So,
these atrocities occurred. So
okay. Curious why that spot.
I think that spot, what I've noticed over time is that, like, okay, Action Antioch Police Department, Action Antioch Police Department. And so people over time, folks don't really care to go over there anymore. It's the same old. People are too comfortable now. So I feel like if we go somewhere that's really visible, people will be like, oh, dang, there still hasn't been justice for the families. Okay, I'm down to drive over there. Um, it's a
And
visibility
how long
thing.
has it been?
Since he passed, it's been
Yeah.
over a year. It's been I think he hit his 2 years, recently. But this upcoming up, it'll be the 10-year anniversary since they first beat him with the flashlights. They beat him, and Catherine's talked about it, like, in his
Right.
rear, he had, issues, digestive issues, like, I saw the stitches on his forehead. He was sad. I've seen pictures of him getting arrested,
Yeah.
looking confused. They were hunting and releasing. And I heard this from another family at a healing circle that we organized. And that's what they did to her son. They wouldn't report it, they wouldn't document it. They would just take them to the police station and then release them. Who knows what they did? Someone told me that at the police department, in the basement. There's a basement, and that there's like big officers that were super swole, on steroids looking and beating people down there. So,
Dang.
the on the commission, somebody asked for a tour, and I was like, do the tour and let me know if they take you to the basement after. Because if they don't take them to the basement, then they didn't give them a tour. So hopefully they get a full tour of the space. I want a tour. I want that whole freaking building to just honestly gut it and fill it with services for the community. That's the best
You
thing.
want You want to do a tour of
I
the
want to
police
do a tour.
station?
I would love to do a tour and
I
just
know
feel it.
don't they have ride-alongs too? You could do a ride-along, can't you?
I don't want to sit in the car with the police. Depends who it
Um,
is, I guess. But I just want to. I just want to be in those spaces. I am a very spiritual person, and I do feel for energies and stuff. And I just want to be. I just want to know if
right. So
you know.
you don't think Antioch should have police?
Okay, we should. We should have police, but not I don't want that name police. The whole brand itself, Antioch Police, it's an embarrassment. Like they had so many even the year established 1918 or whatever. It just screams supremacy to me. Especially what they did getting away with there's unsolved murders, homicides,
Right.
lives were lost. Um, I've spoken with the victims' families. It's like we're not making this up. It's like it's sad. So, in my opinion, if they were to say, "Hey, officers, guess what? We're taking your badge. We're going to give you this new badge, and this new badge is for community services." Let's just say they call it the community service team. Okay,
Right.
these they're community service officers trained in similar well obviously their other trainings didn't work but some more deeper trainings specialized in different categories like for mental health services like kind of like how they have the CRT team critical
Hmm.
response team crisis response team but
Crisis.
expand it and put them in the former police department and call them community service officers. Have a team designated for domestic violence, have a team designated for theft, a team designated for um I don't know, homicide unit, detective, and have the what they have currently, but add to it.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
if they're about it, if they were to say, "Oh no, I don't want that. I don't want to be a community servant." Well, you're not here to serve the public then. That's how I feel. That would
Right.
be like the ultimate test. If they rebranded it, gave them that option and they're like, "Oh, I want my badge." Well, guess what? Mm-mm. That badge is
Yeah.
traumatic to I heard it at the last commission meeting. I cried. My tears came out because I hear and I feel the pain, especially of our African
Right.
American Black community. It's
I was
real.
gonna say because I'm if I can quote, I love watching. They're called First Amendment auditors, and
Mm,
shout out to Bay Area Transparency and SGV News. Uh,
mm,
for those who don't know, they go out and film the police. They'll film church, anything in public. They'll do churches on Sunday. They're all starting to do that now, but just to educate the public. And what they say, and I really like, and I agree, is I'm not anti-police. I'm anti-bad police. You
mhm.
know, so we need to expose those the bad cops.
Yep.
And then a lot of them like they're getting away with over here in Antioch. Who polices the police? So we just want fair justice. It seems like everybody's you know it does like it doesn't matter to them. But wait, and God forbid, I don't hate nobody. um God forbid something happened to one of your family members that a cop did, then you may feel like how we feel. But we've all had incidences like that.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
but yeah,
Yeah.
people can have their opinions, and that's what makes us all unique. We all have different opinions about stuff. If we all thought the same, then be a boring world.
Oh, yeah. Indeed. Indeed.
But no,
I
I,
agree
I
with you.
I know some officers, and they're pretty chill, and I've worked with them. And what I do, head of security of a certain you know business myself. We have uh officers that come in all the time looking for people, because we deal with the public, and when I mean public, I mean we help the homeless. I deal with the homeless 5 days a week now. So yeah, I have to work with them, and they're just people too, like me. And
Yeah.
Growing up in church and all that, we're not supposed to hate anybody, but
Yeah.
I it's just not me, I don't hate anybody anyway. So um,
Yeah. I hate the system. Because, those officers that did do bad and did do wrong, I'm not saying that they lose income. Hey, they can still do jobs. They could still put them to work
yeah,
somewhere in the department doing something, but keep the community safe. Like, if they have a history of doing X, Y, and Z, like, do we really want to risk that? I had an officer
right,
come out here recently because somebody violated a restraining order. So what I do, I called the police. They sent somebody out, and he was so professional and empathetic. And he was like, "I'm sorry you're going through this." And I felt like he meant it. Like I really felt like he meant it. I was like, "Damn, like thank you. I
yeah,
appreciate it."
yeah.
So that
No,
there's good cops. We need protections for the good cops.
yeah,
We need the good cops to know that like, we see them too, because there is retaliation within departments. What
there is,
protections do you
there
have?
is. That's why you hardly see an officer uh, correct another officer or arrest another officer. That's what a
Mm,
lot of those First Amendment audits will ask the
mm,
officers while they're engaging in conversation with them. How many officers have you arrested?
mm.
And they all pretty much say none. You may get 1 in 100 that might say, "Oh, I had to," but it's
Great.
just we just need sorry folks, it's allergy season. We just
Yeah,
we
exactly.
all need to we all need to be a part of we all need to obey the law, and having a badge doesn't make you above the law unless you're
Right.
Steven Seagal. Just kidding, just kidding. Bad joke.
Alright.
Right. Yeah, but
Uh,
that's it, that's all. There's bad people in every position, every job, and it's just
it's
that the police are the ones highlighted right now, so
mhm, mhm.
but yeah.
Yeah, and if we don't, put that pressure or raise awareness, then it's just gonna be business as usual. We got quiet for a while. I got quiet for a while. I've been busy. A lot of us have
Yeah.
been busy. Um,
Yeah, they like it when you guys are quiet. That's why we're trying to encourage you guys, man. Start going to, if you don't live in Antioch, wherever you're from, start going to your city council meetings.
mhm.
Go on the website. They tell you when they have them,
They tell
and
you how
just
where
start.
the money's getting spent.
Yeah, you can request all that. That's all public information. You can request how much
Right.
everybody makes for city, all the workers in city hall. You can request how much they make, all that. Yeah, that's all public information. The officers too. That's public information. A lot of people don't know that. So
Mhm. There was a
yeah,
law that was passed for that, right? At some point, there
yeah,
were advocates that advocated to get the information. So we needed a law to make that happen. How did that
right,
happen? People asked for it.
right. Matter of fact, we're gonna get a First Amendment auditor. I'll see if I can get a hold of one of them, and we'll get them on the show,
Cool.
and that'll be fun. That way the cops, they'll always, the officers. Sorry, I don't mean to say. The officers always say, "Well, are you a lawyer?" They get kind of offended sometimes. They get irritated. I mean, man, they work a lot. You get kind of crabby after 12-hour working. That's anybody. But
That's insane. Yeah, a 12-hour shift. And they need a break
yeah,
too. They need to check on their
they do.
mental health,
Yeah,
wellness.
they do. They do. But
Yeah.
yeah, we just the more we know, I feel that knowledge is important. Uh, eh, they say what do they say about, I forgot, man, where was I going with this? They were saying knowledge is
Power, knowledge
power,
is knowledge
but
is
but I say the application of knowledge is power, because you can have all this with a lot of, I'll put it this way, a lot of people on the streets, they're highly intelligent, and yet they're not doing nothing with it. So what are you going to do with the knowledge that you have? That's the key.
Oh, knowledge dropped by an, I'm gonna call you an elder. No, I'm kidding. But you are.
Where's my cane at? Hold on. In my old people stick here. There we go. I'm back in my days.
What did you say? So, what about the knowledge is power? When you
application
application
applying what you know. Put the stick. Get back there. Applying what you know and doing something about it. I mean, yeah, apply with what you know. Don't just have all this information and then you're not doing nothing with it. What is that going to benefit? Right?
Yeah, and I'm thinking, okay, because I collect information. I mean, that's what that officer told me. He's like, "Oh, you're here to collect information."
Right?
And then I have a
information
link on my Instagram, and then it's just a link, and then if you click it, you go to more information of the victims, of stories, of screenshots, archive, and it's information. Now, what do we do with that? What I'm doing with it is I make it public to
there you
empower
go.
folks. So in a way, I'm applying now.
The
What
knowledge.
else?
You're sharing what you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Teacher
Otherwise,
in essence.
private. No, our community deserves to know the truth of
They do.
happenings in our city.
They
But
do.
things are changing for the better. I'm
Yeah, they
excited.
are.
We have good people, and I'm thankful. So,
Right?
yep.
Wow, we
I
did a
just
whole hour.
did.
Didn't even feel like an hour, man. It's like
No, no.
I'm glad we had this time to talk.
Yeah, it
And
was good.
for the folks out there still listening and all that, we didn't have this, wasn't even scripted. We got our Google Doc, everything we were supposed to ask, all these questions and all that, and nope, that look at that went. Where's the piece of paper at? And just that went that way somewhere.
I have it on my screen still, but we'll
do you?
Yeah, I had it ready to go. But I sent her. I was like, rain check.
Say that Google Doc for next time. And do we have anybody lined up for next week?
Yes. Hopefully we have Pastor Damon Owens.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be good.
Owens. They're doing a lot of good things for the youth, and I want to pick up some flyers. They're amazing. They've been doing this work for a long time. That's what I mean. Like, our community is we've got some struggles, but we have people that are going to help people thrive and grow and not be left behind. And it's just so they're gonna host the Thug Therapy with Mr. Fab coming
Mr.
up.
Fab, that's awesome. For those who don't know, we're talking about pastors Damon and Chantel Owens from the Genesis Church in Antioch. Shout out to them. I love them. I love them. I love you guys. I love you, pastors. You guys, they're awesome. Awesome people. Awesome men and women of God. Yeah, they're awesome. Known them a long time. Where's my cane at? I'm just kidding. And I've always enjoyed the wisdom that was shared by the two of them. They're just packed. And again, they're applying the knowledge that they know. And you see the results that they're getting done. Now they're working with they're doing with the mental illness and all that, So it's awesome.
Yeah, and I gotta get shout out to Damon. Like, he came out like to one or two of our actions and prayed for us. So has Lamont Francis, Dr. Lamont Francis, just showing up to pray for us like at these events is always just so appreciative. Like, just to know like that we are protected by like positive energies and God, and we're not out here to be destructive, or we want to be productive. We want safety for everyone, peace and love for everyone.
And it's good to know that, you know, for all the Christians out there, you know, it's good to know there's a God still in control, who's never changed, who's the same yesterday, today, and forever. And in the midst of all this chaos that we're going through right now, that he's still in control and we're still here, you know. And if you want to expand your knowledge, you know, the Bible's a really great source of information.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
So anyway, oh, I hear the music. And with that, do you have any last words before I tell everybody to tune in next week?
See y'all next week. You know, stay informed, keep in touch, tap in, see you online.
Right. Make sure you like and subscribe, share, tell a friend, bring them next week. We're going to have Pastor Damon Owens on the show. That's going to be awesome. Oh my God, I can't wait.
Maybe Dominique can come next week as well. Maybe combo.
I know, right? Yeah, it would. So tune in Thursdays, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Carlos Taco Show. We also got Carlos Tacos on Facebook, and but we're really trying to push the Carlos Tacos Show YouTube channel. You know, I know Mary had mentioned we got shirts for sale. You know, I saw some tie-dye ones. They look nice. I think I'm gonna get one.
I love tie-dye.
And they got 5X. Hey, shout out for the big boys out there. Anyways, y'all, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate the support, love from all y'all out there, and get involved in your community.
Don't be afraid of your voice. Don't be afraid.
Be the voice for those who can't talk or are afraid to go out there. You know, you can help somebody. Be the help that somebody else needs. And with that, we say good night. God bless. Peace out. And we'll see you next time.